Mr. Rick Diaz, Master Certified Food Executive, is the EFC Chairman of the Board.
Rear Admiral, Military Sealift Command, arriving.
Rear Admiral Robert Ray, Deputy Commander, Military Sealift Command.
Brigadier General, United States Army, arriving.
Brigadier General Jesse R. Cross, Commanding General, United States Army Quartermaster Center and School, and the 50th Quartermaster General of the United States Army.
Rear Admiral, United States Navy, arriving.
Rear Admiral Michael J. Lyden, Commander, Naval Supply Systems Command and 45th Chief Supply Corps. Commander of the Colors, post and retire the colors. At this time, please give your attention to the 2009 United States Army Silent Drill Team, The drill master for the 2009 Silent Drill Team is Sergeant First Class Devin McCann. It is my pleasure to introduce the announcer for the program, Staff Sergeant Matthew D. Wagner, 31st Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, Fort Myer, Virginia.
The United States Army Drill Team, one of the 3rd Infantry's renowned specialty units, has earned international acclaim through their breathtaking routines with bayonet-tipped 1903 Springfield rifles. Organized as part of the Army's elite Old Guard, the drill team has thrilled millions of youngsters and proud Americans for more than 60 years with their daring and complex performances. The United States Army Drill Team travels extensively, supporting Army recruiting, acting as goodwill ambassadors for the Army, and participating in major military and civic functions. The men are selected for this elite team after 75 days of rigorous and competitive drill practice. Perhaps one of the finest examples of what hard training, constant practice, and teamwork produces in today's Army lies in this outstanding group of young soldiers. Today, the drill team is led by Sergeant First Class Devin McCann from Cleveland, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Army Drill Team. Through performances across the nation and abroad, this group has constantly represented the excellence of the United States Army. In 1948, the Old Guard selected the Army's finest soldiers to concentrate on precise marching and crisp rifle drill. Though the original members are long gone, the rigid standards they established remain unchanged. The soldiers use a 1903 Springfield rifle, 40 inches long, weighing 10.5 pounds, and fixed with a sharp chrome-plated bayonet. They constantly strive for manual perfection and are justifiably proud as members of this elite unit. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant First Class Devin McCann, Drill Master of the United States Army Drill Team. And now the drill team features two of its senior members in a unique exhibition of synchronized rifle drill. Tonight's soloist from left to right, Specialist Wesley Williams from Fairfax, Virginia, and Sergeant Daniel Davenport from Vallejo, California. Ladies and gentlemen, the drill team soloists. These outstanding soldiers are symbolic of the thousands serving around the world in defense of freedom. Their pride and commitment to duty serves as a beacon to others, for they are considered by many to be the world's finest. Unwavering in its pursuit of perfection, just like your Army, the drill team continues to move forward, building on the excellence of the soldiers who came before. The drill team will conclude this performance with its signature maneuver. Two soldiers in the front rank will toss their weapon approximately 15 feet in the air and to the rear. Each weapon will make 2 complete revolutions before being caught. This is the drill team's most difficult maneuver. Ladies and gentlemen, the daring front to rear overhead rifle toss. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the United States Army Drill Team. On behalf of the United States Army Drill Team, it's been our pleasure performing for you this evening. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your night. Army Strong.
Honor and pleasure to serve as tonight's Master of Ceremonies at the 10th Joint Military Food Service Awards Program, hosted by the International Food Service Executives Association. We in IFSI are extremely proud of the role our members have played in each of the Military Service Awards programs. And we're delighted that we can share in tonight's recognition of the representatives from each of our winning food service facilities. It's my honor to introduce our guest speaker, J. Alexander Sandy Douglas, President of Coca-Cola North America. Mr. Douglas joined the company in 1988 in the food service division and started his current role in August of 2006. As head of Coca-Cola North America, Sandy is responsible for all of the Coca-Cola operations in the United States and Canada. Prior to this appointment, he was Senior Vice President and Chief Customer Officer, where he led the company's global customer and commercial leadership organization. Sandy is active in the American Beverage Association, and he serves on the Industry Affairs Council of the Grocery Manufacturers Association. He also serves on various charity leadership boards, including the East Lake Foundation, the YMCA of Metro Atlanta, and Morehouse College. Sandy graduated from the University of Virginia. Coca-Cola has been a sponsor of IFSI for at least 5 decades, probably longer, and has been a military awards partner for over 10 years. Coca-Cola is the world's largest beverage company, serving 1.3 billion servings every day in over 200 countries, which we might attribute to their being IFC's largest supporter over all the years. Representing the world's most valuable brand, Coca-Cola, making him perhaps the world's happiest executive, may I present to you Mr. Sandy Douglas.
Thank you, Ed, and good evening, everyone. You know, it's a real privilege for me, and I really am here tonight on representing 800,000 people who work in the Coca-Cola system worldwide. And it's an honor for me to be able to represent them and to be here with you, with all of our friends from the International Food Services Executive Association, as you all celebrate your 108th anniversary. It's particularly rewarding for us to participate as a part of your military awards celebration dinner and to spend time with all the great men and women of the United States Armed Services. And I think the most important thing that I could do tonight, representing Coca-Cola people around the world, but also all Americans, is to thank you all for your service. You know, it's important to do that because we are so blessed to live in this country and to have all of you keeping us safe. And as a representative of a company that sells a simple moment of happiness, and it's actually growing, it's 1.6 billion times a day. You know, we only get to do that because of the incredible service of the people who wear uniforms. And so thank you on behalf of all of us. You know, our company has actually a long history with the military. Back in the formative part of the Coca-Cola Company, Robert Woodruff, who's really the modern patriarch of the Coca-Cola Company, made a commitment that was really a commitment of friendship to a very close friend of his, General Eisenhower, that during World War II, Coca-Cola would actually build production around the world as servicemen deployed so that military men and women could have a Coca-Cola, a little piece of home for a nickel. And it was that act of friendship that actually helped build our company's global infrastructure that makes the Coca-Cola business one of the truly global businesses. But it's an inseparable and exchanged history that Coca-Cola has with men and women in uniform. And our support for the military continues. We join many other U.S. companies in this way. And one of the things that I get to do every year, which is one of my proudest days of the year, is to help our associates celebrate Veterans Day. We do it up big at the Coca-Cola Company for Veterans Day, thanking all of our associates who either serve or who are veterans. And not being someone who served in the military myself, it's a particularly important day for me because it's a little bit that I can do. And so, again, it's very special to be with all of you tonight. So, as I thought about what I might talk about here in this incredible group and watching those amazing folks before dinner, you know, I went across topics, and you think, you know, I could come up here and talk about beverages for half an hour, and that wouldn't be very welcome. It occurred to me that I might talk about the global economy, and I'd be on fairly safe ground because there probably, if I went out on a limb and started to tell you what really is happening in the global economy, I might be safe because I don't think there really is anybody who does know. But then I thought, no, that doesn't make a lot of sense, most importantly because I would not be an expert on it. But then I thought there's a topic that would be interesting, and it wouldn't come from a point of expertise, because in the midst of this group, there are people who define and live this topic, and that is leadership. And so I thought I'd talk a little bit about leadership from the point of view of a corporate executive in the midst of some really incredible leaders. And, you know, when you think about leadership, and the folks that I'm sitting with tonight at dinner are all incredible leaders, and there are incredible leaders in this room. I guess I'd ask all of you just to think for a second about leaders that you've known, and think about a particular leader who manifested great leadership in your life. And I think if we could all share those stories, we'd end up talking about very different types of people, different personalities, different styles, different levels of energy. But among them, there are some basic common things. And if you thought about that person, I wonder if you'd think also about, well, what would be one or two or three things that you could say about those leaders? And a couple of the things you might be thinking about are sort of the function of leadership, to set strategy, to create and reinforce values. And these are important elements of leadership. And so as you think about the leader that you're thinking about, I wonder if at the end of the conversation tonight, you could bring those back up and we can compare notes without actually talking about it. Because at the end of the day, leadership is an enormous calling for all of us, whatever it is that we do, and then in total what we do together. And so from a humble Coca-Cola executive, I thought I'd share three aspects that I think are important, and I'd love to know if you agree. As I've said, one of the things we all get to do is work with a number of great leaders, and the first area that I'd like to talk about is integrity. Integrity is a foundation of leadership. It's about trust and honesty, and it's not just about the things you observe, but it's the things you don't. And often integrity is played out when nobody's looking. Because it goes beyond, as you know, more than anyone. Simply goes way beyond simply telling the truth. It means using judgment and the spirit of the law, not just the letter of the law. Alexander Solzhenitsyn, a Russian poet, made that point when he spoke to a Harvard graduating class 30 years ago. And in that speech he said, "Any society based on the letter of the law and never reaching any higher fails to take advantage of the full range of human possibility." And in the challenging times that our world faces today, it's important for all of us to take full advantage of the full range of human possibility, whether we're selling Coca-Cola or doing the incredible leadership work that all of you do. At the core, integrity is about doing the right thing as people and also as institutions. At our company, we focus on it through a program we call Live Positively, where we galvanize our efforts to try to do the right thing for the environment and for society, for health and education, and also for our own employees. And that's how we live integrity out through our global system. So if the first attribute of great leaders is integrity, I'd propose to you that a second one is humility. In the dictionary, the definition of humility is modesty. And I would propose that we might think of it also as a learning opportunity. To learn, you have to be approachable. You have to admit mistakes. By being approachable, people not only are willing to tell the truth, but they're willing to tell you the truth when they feel it and think it. And they're willing to tell you quickly, which helps any organization, having that kind of vertical truth. And, you know, we all know this, but great leaders can't afford to have the time delay of people being afraid of the wrath of the leader coming forward when they're trying to be honest with them. Humility also means recognizing that as leaders, we are certainly not indispensable. Here I'm going to quote the French military leader, Charles de Gaulle. General de Gaulle was, as everyone knows, president of France. And some of his political foes tried to force him to put an opponent out of his cabinet. They argued that they simply could find someone else who could do the job better, who would be more in line, and that ultimately you could find an indispensable man who would toe the line. And General de Gaulle said, the cemeteries of the world are full of indispensable men. And what they needed to make France great was a diverse perspective, and that the test of a leader was to be able to evoke that and to find ways to make people more powerful, to get smarter. We talked at our table tonight about that kind of spirit returning in Washington today, and we can all hope that it does. At our company, we've learned what humility means on more than one occasion. The most famous one was about 24 years ago. We were getting beaten around the corners in the marketplace, and we decided that we had a formula problem. We changed Coca-Cola's formula to what was called New Coke. And there's been a lot of people who've wondered, was it brilliant marketing that we did, or were we completely out to lunch that day? I'm proud to tell you that it was before I came to the Coca-Cola company. But the truth is, we had to eat humble pie, and quickly. And it was because our customers told us pretty fast that we'd made a big mistake, and we moved to change it. And what we learned at the end of the day in our business is that Coca-Cola is not ours. Coca-Cola is our customers. And so they quickly got their Coca-Cola back, and thank goodness for our business that we listened to them. The final attribute that I'll talk about is optimism. And it's an incredible value of leadership, and incredibly important today. And you might even say today that optimism may look like it's in short supply, because there's a lot of hand-wringing going on. And in this country, a lack of optimism just seems wrong. It'd be like Coke without the fizz. If anything, our country is built on optimism and the belief in ideals like freedom, and the fact that we can create in our great living experiment something better every day. And I think of General Colin Powell, who's one of my heroes, whose cousin Bruce Llewellyn owned Philadelphia Coca-Cola. And I think of what he used to say about optimism being the ultimate force multiplier. Optimism breeds passion, it breeds energy, it creates the ability for teams to come together and do the impossible, whether it's a corporation like ours or the government or serving a military mess. Optimism is the life's blood, the oxygen. Winston Churchill took this view of optimism, speaking to the Lord Mayor's banquet in London in 1954. He said, "For myself, I am an optimist, because it doesn't seem to be much use being anything else." And I couldn't agree with him more. When you sell something like Coca-Cola, which is really unnecessary, and in Atlanta, the earth shook when I said it was unnecessary. But the flip side of it, it's to so many people, it's home. It's a moment of pause, a chance to smile and connect, to step back and refresh. And the embodiment of that today in our business, because like many businesses, we're facing many challenges around the world. Our new leader, Muhtar Kent, who will become our chairman, who's now our CEO, has brought a force of optimism into the company, building on the progress of our past leadership. And as we've watched the economies of the world, starting right here, face the incredible challenges that they face, Muhtar has challenged us to see the silver lining and to figure out where we can invest and where we can work and serve to create a bigger business, and ultimately a business that creates more value for consumers and customers. He says to us, and he said this recently in a meeting of our leadership, that our business is built for times like these. And I think about our country and what you all represent, and certainly America is the country for times like these. And it's with that leadership and the leadership that all of you have provided with integrity and humility and optimism that makes it possible for people like me to do what I do, and makes it possible for us to do what we do together, to provide a simple moment of pleasure to people who are serving this country all over the world. So think back about the great leader. Think about their three attributes and the things that matter to you in the leaders that you've worked about. You know, leaders make a difference. They make the organizations and the people they lead more successful, more fulfilled, and more productive. Jackie Robinson understood what it meant to be a leader. When he joined the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947, he became a lightning rod, but also a driving force behind America's attitude about race relations. And for many years, he suffered tremendous insult with dignity to prove what matters is what you do and who you are. The quote you see on the slide is the only language on his tombstone. A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. Everyone in this room tonight is a leader, and we all, in whatever leadership role we have an obligation to do our part to make a difference in people's lives, the lives that we touch. And it's a huge responsibility, and it's a great opportunity. So I want to thank you all for letting us be a part of this, to support you, to give me the opportunity to be with you tonight. I want to thank you for the business we do together. But most of all, as I started, I want to thank you for your service to our country. It's a tremendous honor to be with you tonight. And I thank you very much. And God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you.
It's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Rick Diaz, Chairman of the Board of IFSEA.
Thank you, everyone. It is my honor and pleasure to announce, let the awards begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, will we now begin our recognition ceremonies as we recognize the United States Army's Philip A. Connelly Awards program winners. The Philip A. Connelly program began in 1968 and was named for a former IFSE International Chairman. This year, IFSE provided fine travelers to assist in the evaluation of the active Army large and small garrison dining facilities, the active Army field kitchens, as well as the Army Reserve and Army National Guard field kitchens. The Army evaluation teams travel throughout the world for the 41st time performing their duties. Conducting the Connelly Awards is Lieutenant Colonel Robert L. Barnes, Director of Army Center of Excellence, Subsistence. Lieutenant Colonel Barnes will be accompanied to the stage by IFSE Chairman Rick Diaz.
Good evening, distinguished guests and friends of the Army Food Program. What a great day to be a soldier and food service professional. A special welcome to the evaluators and competitors of the 2009 Department of the Army Philip A. Connelly Program. It's your dedication and service that makes this a grand event. Thank you all for joining us here to acknowledge some of the Army's finest food service professionals. As we gather this evening to celebrate the accomplishments of these talented cooks, over 240,000 American warriors are engaged in the war on terror in 80 countries across the globe and along our borders. For more than 230 years, our nation's valiant men and women have devoted their days and nights to readiness and combat operations, stability and support operations, and response to natural disasters as sentinels of humanity, democracy, and freedom. It is by their commitment and sacrifice that we can have this dinner in peace. So, ladies and gentlemen, a toast for our warriors. I'm truly honored to host this prestigious ceremony and to have the opportunity to share a few thoughts with you on the pride and distinction of the United States Army quartermaster and the food service profession. Remarkable soldiers and civilians commit daily to ensure our fighting forces are properly fed and garrisoned in training and deployed. Moreover, a few have distinguished themselves in competition for the coveted Philip A. Connelly Award. The Connelly has been revered as an ultimate achievement of Army cooking for over 40 years. We appreciate the International Food Service Executives Association for dedicating this forum and honoring Mr. Connelly, whose ideals and characters serve our profession distinctly. Thank you, IFSCA, and a sincere welcome goes out to the Connelly family, Mr. John Connelly and his wife Sheila, Mr. Michael Connelly and his wife Elise, and Captain Brent Connelly and his wife Janelle for celebrating with us tonight. When quartermasters hit the ground, we mean business and we deliver. Our quartermasters are disciplined, physically and mentally tough, ready tactically and technically, confident that each member of the Army team is prepared to close with, engage, and destroy the enemy. Our cooks are there in stride. We deliver. Our chow used to be salted meats, bread, and some sort of beverage. It lacked fresh vegetables, milk, butter, or fish. Without balanced nutrients, our Army fell vulnerable to the diseases like scurvy. More often, they simply starved from failed supplies. Over the years, soldiers made up nicknames for Army chow like sow belly, teeth dwellers, skilly gaily, or hellfire stew, and desecrated vegetables. Despite innovations in logistics, equipment and subsistence, technology like canning, condensed and evaporated milk, and dehydrated vegetables that improve feeding capabilities, Army chow was certainly no thrill. Today's subsistence is truly soldier-centric. It is reliable, wholesome, and safe. It is procured carefully, packaged, transported, and stocked efficiently. It offers the greatest variety and nutrition ever in our history. Our forces are the absolute best-fed military in the world. Thanks to our partners in this endeavor, including food researchers and our vendors. Advancing technology of food and the tenacity of these professionals has been an essential component of our success, enhancing our capabilities and satisfying the warriors. With our collaboration, Army dining is more than a feast, but simply a meal. We deliver is a theme that states the conviction of ACEs and our partners to ensure every fighting man and woman is taken care of. From state-of-the-art dining facilities in garrison to mobile kitchens deployed forward, we deliver. faithful soldiers, Department of the Army civilians, and contracted cooks guaranteed to mission is accomplished. We deliver. Army values of loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage through dedicated men and women in every step of the process toward victory. We deliver. Proud quartermasters past and present, we simply deliver. Projecting the future of military subsistence, we deliver to continue making our armies strong. It's no doubt our cooks are the best. Tonight, we reward the best of the best. Now, many of you may or may not know that this about the United States Army, but this is the year of the non-commissioned officer, or NCO. Who? And also, please join me in a round of applause for honoring our non-commissioned officer corps. Now let's continue with the presentation of this year's Philip A. Connelly Awards. 27 units from 17 states and 4 countries competed in this year's competition. The winners and runners-up were selected by Department of the Army Level Evaluation Committee for providing the best food and food service support to their communities in 5 categories of competition. Selecting the Army's best is a long and arduous process. Our evaluators logged thousands of miles across the globe and countless hours away from home and residing in multiple climates. These evaluators are respected in the food service industry, experts in their craft, and true professionals. They have demonstrated the Army values and deserve our gratitude. At this time, I would like for the 2009 Philip A. Connelly evaluators to please stand, and ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a thunderous round of applause for these remarkable professionals. I'm privileged to invite to the stage the 50th Quartermaster General of the United States Army, Brigadier General Jesse R. Cross. And already on stage is our Master of Ceremonies, Master Certified Food Executive and Chairman of the Board for the International Food Service Executive Association, Mr. Rick Diaz. And the Quartermaster Corps Regimental Command Sergeant Major Nathan J. Hunt III to accept and present the 2009 Connelly Awards. And now, the first category to be awarded this evening is the Small Garrison Dining Facility. The runner-up from Fort Huachuca, Arizona, MCOM West Region is the 11th Signal Brigade Dining Facility, United States Army, NETCOM, 9th Signal Command. The 11th Signal Brigade is capable of rapid deployment worldwide to provide and protect communication systems and computer networks for Army commands, as well as Joint Task Force and Coalition headquarters across the full spectrum of operations. The dining facility is revered by the entire Fort Huachuca community for their exceptional food service support and events that enhance the quality of life for every soldier and diner. Colonel Promotable LaWarren Patterson, Deputy Commanding General, Network Enterprise Technology Command, 9th Signal Command, will accept the award and present it to Sergeant First Class Monaco McGee, the Food Operations Sergeant, and Staff Sergeant Elizabeth Garcia, who represent the cook staff. Representing the Headquarters Installation Management Command is Mr. Glenn F. Rose, the Installation Management Command, West Food Advisor. The winner of the Small Garrison Dining Facility category from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, MCOM Southeast Region is 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade Dining Facility, 82nd Airborne Division. The 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade conducts strategic deployments with 18 hours of notification and provides air assault support, combat support, and combat service support aviation capabilities in order to support the 82nd Airborne Division. They are capable of worldwide deployment to find, fix, and destroy enemy forces using aerial firepower and maneuver to concentrate and sustain combat power. Colonel Paul W. Bricker, 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade Commander, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, will accept the award and present it to Sergeant First Class Jerry Hill, the Food Operations Sergeant, and Sergeant First Class Larry Howard, who will represent the cook staff. Representing the Headquarters Installation Management Command is Mr. Dave Tyndall, the Installation Management Command Southeast Region Director. The next category to be awarded is Large Dining Facility. The runner-up from Grafenwehr, Germany is the Command Sergeant Major Lawrence T. Hickey Dining Facility, United States Army Garrison, Grafenwehr. The United States Army Garrison Grafenwehr proactively provides installation capabilities and service and supports expeditionary operations for JMTC, 5th Corps, and training units to ensure a strong army for the nation and a quality of life for our soldiers, families, and DoD civilians, equal with their services. Serves as the direct reporting garrison with functional support for United States Army Garrison Hohenfels and Garmisch. Notably, the Command Sergeant Major Lawrence T. Hickey Dining Facility feeds the NCO Academy Warrior Leaders course students. Ms. Diane Devins, Director, Installation Management Command Europe, will accept the award and present it to Mr. Gerhard Bessner, the Food Operation Manager, and Mr. Arthur Turner, who represents the cook staff. The winner of the Large Garrison Dining Facility category from Fort Jackson, South Carolina, MCOM Southeast Region is the 2nd Battalion, 39th Infantry Regiment Dining Facility. Dating back to World War II, the motto of the 39th Infantry is anything, anywhere, anytime, bar none. Today, the 2nd Battalion's mission is to transfer and train volunteers into soldiers who are able to contribute to mission accomplishment in combat at their first unit of assignment. The unit produces over 8,000 new warriors each year. The dining facility is completely civilian operated. Colonel Lillian A. Dixon, Garrison Commander, United States Army Basic Combat Training Center of Excellence, Fort Jackson, South Carolina, will accept the award and present it to Ms. Barbara A. Johnson, the Food Operations Manager, and Mrs. Marcia Vines, who represents the cook staff. Representing the Headquarters Installation Management Command is Mr. Dave Tyndall, Installation Management Command Southeast Region Director. The next category is the Active Army Field Kitchen. The runner-up from Fort Lewis, Washington is the Headquarters and Headquarters Company, 402nd Brigade Support Battalion, 5th Brigade, 2nd Infantry Division. The 402nd BSB is preparing for deployment to Afghanistan, Operations Enduring Freedom, to provide sustainment for full-spectrum operations to the 5th Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 2nd Infantry Division, in order to defeat terrorists, insurgents, or paramilitary forces. Major General Jerome Johnson, Deputy Chief of Staff, G4 Forces, Fort McPherson, Georgia, will accept the award and present it to Sergeant First Class Brian Griffin, the Food Operations Sergeant, and PFC Sarah Cash, who represents the cook staff. Representing the 5th Stryker Brigade Combat Team is Lieutenant Colonel Steve Allen, 402nd BSB Commander. And the winner of the Active Army Field Kitchen category from Fort Bragg, North Carolina is the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 82nd Airborne Division. The 2nd Brigade Combat Team is resetting to assume the Global Response Force in 2009. Upon mission assumption, the 325th Airborne Infantry Regiment mission is to deploy worldwide, execute a parachute assault, conduct combat operations, and accomplish the nation's objectives. Specifically, the regiment will conduct a forcible entry to seize a defended airfield, build up combat power as quickly as possible, and conduct follow-on military operations. Major General Jerome Johnson, Deputy Chief of Staff, G4 Forces Command, Fort McPherson, Georgia, will accept the award and present it to Staff Sergeant Stephen Wright, the Food Operations Sergeant, and Sergeant Tyrone Barrow, who represents the cook staff. Representing 2nd Brigade Combat Team is the Commander, Colonel Christopher P. Gibson. That's it, sir. The next category is the Army Reserve Field Kitchen. The runner-up from Altoona, Pennsylvania is the 298th Maintenance Company. The 298th provides direct maintenance support and supply services to units assigned to or passing through the Corps or the Theater Support Command areas. The 298th Commander's priority is to train and qualify soldiers ready for active duty and for any mission in the armed forces, prepared for war or national emergency. These warriors actually cook every battle assembly weekend. Major General Harry J. Phillips, Jr., Commanding General, 377th Theater Sustainment Command, New Orleans, Louisiana, will accept the award and present it to Staff Sergeant Gary Askey, the Food Operations Sergeant, and Specialist Michael Straff, who represents the cook staff. The winner of the Army Reserve Field Kitchen category from Montgomery, Alabama is 282nd Quartermaster Company. 282nd Quartermaster Company provides receipt, storage, issue, and distribution of classes 2, 3 package, 4, 7, and limited 9 to divisional general support or non-divisional direct support organizations. Major General Harry J. Phillips Jr. will accept the award and present it to Staff Sergeant Derek Sims, the Food Operations Sergeant, and Staff Sergeant Amos Finch, who represents the cook staff. The last category presented this evening is the Army National Guard Field Kitchen. The runner-up from Las Vegas, Nevada is Charlie Company, 422nd Expeditionary Signal Battalion, Nevada National Guard. The 422nd installs, operates, and maintains sophisticated and robust communication nodes within the Theater Army of Operations. Since September 2001, the unit has continually supported the global war on terror with soldiers volunteering for deployment including combat and humanitarian aid and relief both locally and nationally. Currently, the unit is developing and training Homeland Defense teams capable of rapid deploying to provide voice and data capabilities in Nevada and nationwide. Representing Brigadier General Francis P. Gonzalez is Colonel Michael Carson. Commander, Nevada Army National Guard, will accept the award and present it to Staff Sergeant John K. George, the Food Operations Sergeant, and Sergeant Alan Susnick, who represents the cook staff. And finally, the winner of the Army National Guard Field Kitchen category from Gate City, Virginia is the 1032nd Transportation Company, Virginia Army National Guard. The 1032nd mission is to provide transportation for the movement of dry and or refrigerated containerized cargo, general non-containerized cargo, and bulk water. Their motto is ready to roll. Brigadier General Frank E. Batts, Sr., Deputy Commanding General, 29th Infantry Division, will accept the award and present it to Master Sergeant Brian Kincaid, the Food Operations Sergeant, and Sergeant Vincent Woodmansey, who represents the cook staff. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Army added a new event to the award presentation. This year, we established an Enlisted Aide of the Year award to recognize outstanding enlisted aides across the globe. During the competition, a total of 7 enlisted aides competed in a rigorous series of challenges, including a culinary cook-off, a military board, a uniform setup, and a written exam to battle for the prestigious title of Junior and Senior Enlisted Aide of the Year. The outcome of the competition awarded Sergeant First Class Amir Ahmad and Sergeant Michelle Carvel as Junior and Senior Enlisted Aides of the Year, respectively. The runner-up for the first ever Enlisted Aide of the Year competition is Sergeant First Class Amir Ahmad. Sergeant First Class Ahmad distinguished himself in the inaugural event by earning a silver medal in the cooking event. He will receive a chef's jacket for his achievement. Representing Major General Howard Broomberg is Commanding General Fort Bliss, Texas. On stage is Mr. Fred Jackson, Executive Officer, Army Center of Excellence Subsistence. And now, the first ever Army Enlisted Aide of the Year goes to Sergeant Michelle Carville. Sergeant Carville distinguished herself by achieving the highest overall score of 7 competitors. She too will receive a chef's jacket and plaque commemorating her achievement. Representing Sergeant Carville is Chief Warrant Officer 4, Verona Williams, Office of the Administrative Assistant, Secretary of the Army, Washington, D.C. Representing Major General Bernard Champeau, Chief Legislative Liaison, Office of the Secretary of the Army is Mr. Fred Jackson, Executive Officer, Army Center of Excellence Subsistence. At this time, let's have all of the awardees please return to the stage for another well-deserved round of applause. Almost done. Let's hear it, folks. First to fight for the right as we build the nation's might, till the army go rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army go rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. The cane is not strong. Oh, there we go. You will always know that the armies go rolling along. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of a proud United States Army and grateful nation, we thank the International Food Service Executive Association for their outstanding support to the continued success of this program. Thanks you, all of the soldiers, civilian, friends, and family that have made this a quality and special event. A special thanks goes out to Master Sergeant Elijah Mitchell, Sergeant First Class Antonio Jackson, and Mrs. Kathy Hartfield. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 41st Department of the Army Philip A. Connelly Award ceremony. Again, ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. I hope you all enjoyed the rest of your evening. So I will say good night, God bless, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Barnes. Aces out.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Barnes. We're now ready for the United States Navy Captain Edward F. Ney Memorial Award presentations, 51st anniversary of this prestigious program. To recognize the skills of the United States Navy food service professionals afloat and ashore. The afloat winners and runners-up that we will recognize tonight represent the best of the Navy's submarine, surface, and aircraft carrier food service operations. IFC provided 3 travelers to assist in the Navy's 14 afloat evaluations, resulting in 5 afloat winners. For the Navy's ashore general messes, 1 IFC traveler assisted the Navy in evaluating 4 general messes in the ashore NA competition, resulting in 2 ashore winners that will be recognized this evening. Captain George DeVries will conduct tonight's NA Award ceremony.
Thank you, Mr. Manley. Ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, it is our pleasure to participate in tonight's ceremony honoring our Navy food service professionals. It certainly is an honor and pleasure to be part of the Joint Services ceremony. I would like to thank the United States Army and the Military Sea Lift Command for assisting the United States Navy in making this ceremony happen tonight. Would Master Sergeant Elijah Mitchell and Miss Roberta Gio please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and pleasure to introduce the following Navy personnel. As I call your name, would you please rise and remain standing until all have been introduced? Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Rear Admiral Robert J. Bianchi, Commander, Navy Exchange Services Command. Rear Admiral David F. Balcom, Commander Logistics, Fleet Supply Officer, U.S. Fleet Forces Command. Mr. Gilbert Montoya, Deputy Commander, Defense Supply Center, Philadelphia. Captain Edward Rukowskis, Director of Subsistence, Defense Supply Center, Philadelphia. Captain Stephen Blaisdell, Commander, Naval Station, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Captain Bob Howard, Deputy Supply Officer, Commander, Naval Air Forces. Welcome to all of you and thank you for being here. May we have a big round of applause for this honored guest. Tonight, our naval forces are deployed around the world protecting America's vital interests. The Navy's culinary specialists are hard at work serving millions of meals afloat and ashore. We honor them tonight and the ladies and gentlemen who eat in our galleys each and every day. We will now recognize the 2009 International Food Service Executive Association Evaluators and the Naval Supply Systems Command Military Evaluators. The NA evaluators traveled to Norfolk, Virginia, San Diego, California, Bangor and Everett, Washington, Kings Bay, Georgia, Sasebo, Japan, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, Mayport and Pensacola, Florida, Newport, Rhode Island, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and evaluated the USS Providence at Sabangor, Malaysia. As I call your name, would you please rise and remain standing until all the evaluators have been recognized? Again, please hold your applause until all the evaluators have been introduced. Lieutenant Commander Michael Dubé, Operations Logistics Officer, Fleet Industrial Supply Center, Jacksonville, Florida. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Cedric Davis, Officer in Charge, Navy Food Management Team, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Paul Jones, Officer in Charge, Navy Food Management Team, Norfolk, Virginia. Master Chief David Robertson, Senior Instructor, Navy Food Management Team, San Diego, California. Mr. Alfred Rudolph, Certified Food Executive from Alexandria, Virginia. Ms. Margot King Prine, Master Certified Food Executive from Wichita Falls, Texas. Mr. George Mosh, Certified Food Executive from Wheaton, Illinois. And Mr. Bill Leonard, Certified Food Executive from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Bill could not be with us tonight due to family and personal commitments. Thank you all for a job well done. May we have a big round of applause for our 2009 evaluators. It is my honor and pleasure to recognize the personnel of the Supply Corps School at Athens, Georgia. These folks have provided administrative support to the NA program this week here at the Hotel Hilton. In support of tonight's program, they provided color guard, side boys, and trophy bearers. Would Lieutenant Commander Fernando Lorente, Supply Officer from the Supply Corps School, and his staff please rise. Also, Petty Officer Ryan Henderson from the Naval Submarine Base, Kings Bay, Georgia, who served as the bosun mate for this evening's performance, please rise. A charge. An excellent job, well done. Thank you. I would now like to ask Rear Admiral Michael J. Lydon, Commander, Naval Supply Systems Command and 45th Chief of Supply Corps, Rear Admiral Robert J. Bianchi, Commander, Navy Exchange Services Command, and Mr. Rick Diaz, IFSEA Chairman of the Board, to please join me on stage for the Navy Award presentations. Admiral Lydon, Admiral Bianchi, Mr. Diaz. With your permission, I will begin the Navy Awards presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now recognize the 2009 Captain Edward F. Name Memorial Awards General Messes in the afloat categories. Would Rear Admiral David F. Bockham, Commander Logistics, Fleet Supply Officer, U.S. Fleet Support Forces Command, please come forward and join us on stage for the afloat presentations. The honorable mention, General Mess in the submarine category is USS Rhode Island, Gold Crew, home ported in Kings Bay, Georgia. The runner-up, General Mess in the submarine category is USS Louisiana, Gold Crew, home ported in Bangor, Washington. And the winning General Mess in the submarine category is USS Providence, home ported in Groton, Connecticut. USS Providence is a Los Angeles-class submarine and is the 5th ship of the United States Navy to be named for Providence, the capital city of Rhode Island. Technology has dramatically changed the size and capabilities of naval warships since the original Providence set sail against the British in 1775. However, all these proud vessels have shared a common mission: to protect and defend the United States against all enemies. The tradition continues. The Providence Culinary Specialists serve 544 meals each day. Accepting the award is Chief Petty Officer G. Dwayne Davis. The runner-up General Mess in the small afloat category is USS Jarrett, home ported in San Diego, California. The first place General Mess winner in the small afloat category is USS Robert G. Bradley, home ported in Mayport, Florida. USS Robert G. Bradley is an Oliver Hazard Perry-class frigate, is named for Lieutenant Robert G. Bradley, who was awarded the Navy Cross posthumously for his heroism on USS Princeton during the Battle of Leyte Gulf in World War II. The USS Bradley Culinary Specialists serve an average of 800 meals per day. Accepting the award is Petty Officer First Class Mark J. St. Hilaire II. The honorable mention, General Mess in the medium afloat category is USS Gridley, home ported in San Diego, California. Accepting the award is Petty Officer First Class Michael Woodman. The runner-up general mess in the medium afloat category is USS Tortuga, homeported in Sasebo, Japan. And the first place general mess winner in the medium afloat category is USS Cole, homeported in Norfolk, Virginia. USS Cole is an Arleigh Burke-class Aegis-equipped guided missile destroyer. The Cole is named in honor of Marine Sergeant Darrell S. Cole, a machine gunner killed in action on Iwo Jima, 19 February 1945. The USS Cole on 12 October 2000 was attacked in the Yemeni port of Aden, killing 17 sailors, including 2 Navy cooks, MS-3 Santiago and MS-SN Francis. Today we remember those heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice on USS Cole and recognize the tremendous job of all who have served on and are serving today on this mighty warship to bring her back to life again. Accepting the award is Petty Officer Second Class Daiwan O. Hall. The runner-up general mess in the large afloat category is USS Peleliu, homeported in San Diego, California. The first place general mess winner in the large afloat category is USS Nassau, homeported in Norfolk, Virginia. USS Nassau is a Tarawa-class amphibious assault ship. She is capable of transporting over 30,000 Navy and Marine Corps personnel. Originally called Da Nang, the name was changed to Nassau following the fall of the Republic of Vietnam in April 1975. The USS Nassau culinary specialists serve 4,800 meals per day. Accepting the award is Petty Officer First Class Joseph Barlett. Would Captain Bob Howard, Deputy Supply Officer, Commander, Naval Air Forces, please come forward and join us on the stage for the aircraft carrier presentations. The runner-up general mess in the aircraft carrier afloat category is USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, homeported in Norfolk, Virginia. Accepting the award is Petty Officer Third Class Roll M. Durham. The first place general mess winner in the aircraft carrier afloat category is USS Abraham Lincoln, homeported in Everett, Washington. USS Abraham Lincoln, nicknamed Abe, is the 5th Nimitz-class supercarrier in the United States Navy. She is the 2nd Navy ship named after our 16th president. The culinary specialists on the Lincoln serve 19,600 meals every day. Accepting the award is Petty Officer Third Class Kimberly D. Main. Thank you, Admiral Balcom and Captain Howard. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now recognize the 2009 Captain Edward F. Ney Memorial Awards, Ashore General Messes. The runner-up general mess in the CONUS Ashore category is Naval Air Station Pensacola, Florida. Accepting the award is Petty Officer First Class Bogan Burnett. Okay, the first place general mess in the CONUS category is Naval Station, Norfolk, Virginia. Naval Station, Norfolk Galley, the ship's cabin. Culinary specialists serve 2,215 meals each day. Accepting the award is Petty Officer Second Class Mianta M. Fitz. The runner-up general mess in the overseas category is Naval Station, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Accepting the award is Chief Petty Officer Abraham Say. Would Captain Stephen Blaisdell, Commanding Officer, Naval Station, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, please join us on stage for the CONUS winner. The first place general mess in the CONUS category is Naval Station, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Naval Station, Guantanamo Bay, the Gold Hill Galley, culinary specialists serve 5,800 meals each day. Naval Station, Guantanamo Bay was the first ashore galley to win the NAE Award in 1958, over 50 years ago. Accepting the award is Petty Officer Third Class Emmanuel Hellam. Thank you, Captain Blaisdell. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the food service professionals of the 2009 Captain Edward F. Ney Memorial Award. Admiral Leiden and Admiral Bianchi, Mr. Diaz, thank you for presenting tonight's awards. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Admiral Leiden to the podium.
Good evening. Just a quick thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the International Food Service Executives Association. I'd like to give my personal thanks on behalf of the Secretary of the Navy for your commitment to this program. We value your absolute continued support to the Navy's Food Service Excellence Awards program, and we look forward to a continued partnership in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Admiral Leiden, Admiral Bianchi, and Mr. Diaz.
Thank you, Captain DeVries. We are now ready for the Military Sealift Command's Captain David M. Cook Food Service Excellence Awards Program. Their awards program began in 1992, and each year, IFC sends a certified executive chef to assist in evaluating galleys aboard 6 MSC ships in the large and small categories, located worldwide. Tonight's Military Sealift Command Master of Ceremonies is Ingrid Phillips, Director, Logistics Operations.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege and a pleasure to be here this evening. On behalf of Military Sealift Command, we are honored to be a part of the International Food Service Executive Association and Joint Military Services promoting 108 years of food service excellence. Excellence is defined as doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Our men and women of MSC's fleet personify excellence every day. We operate more than 120 active ships daily through our 4 distinct programs. The Naval Fleet Auxiliary Force ships provide food, fuel, spare parts, ammunition, and mail service to Navy ships at sea, increasing on-station readiness. We also deploy our hospital ships in humanitarian relief assistance. Just recently, for the people in the Republic of the Philippines, Vietnam, and New Guinea. This effort alone provided medical and dental care for more than 90,000 patients. Special mission ships gather oceanographic, undersea surveillance, and missile telemetry data, lay undersea cable, and support deep submergence vessels and projects. Pre-positioning ships are strategically placed to provide combat cargo for the Army, Marines, Air Force, and Navy in hotspots for faster response to contingencies. Sealift program uses a combination of government-owned and commercial ships from the maritime industry and chartered commercial vessels to transport troops and heavy equipment to combat zones worldwide. MSC provides the benchmark for efficient and effective service wherever the cargo, wherever the delivery, whenever it's needed. In 2008, we delivered over 7 million square footage of dry cargo and over 2.3 billion gallons of fuel worldwide. With over 55 years experience, our innovative people are the ones who make it all happen. Taking care of our workforce is our #1 priority. Quality of life is absolutely essential to MSC's fleet readiness. Our shipboard food service professionals provide outstanding meals 3 times a day, 365 days a year. It is the civilian mariners, like the winners in the audience tonight, that provide the key to our ship's sustainment at sea. We never underestimate the importance of food service excellence and quality service. We continue to take advantage of the latest commercial technology in high-quality food products, labor-saving equipment processes, and commercial culinary training. We are committed to improving the knowledge and skill level of each of our shipboard food production personnel. We employ only ACF certified executive chefs and instructors to provide culinary training from entry-level cook positions to senior managers. The specialized culinary training that our food service staffs receive directly impacts the morale and quality of food served to every civilian mariner and Navy personnel on board our ships. It also prepares our food service professionals for promotion and to more challenging positions of greater responsibility. Our winners recognized here this evening represents the absolute best military sea lift afloat food service operations. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to invite Rear Admiral Robert Ray, Deputy Commander, Military Sea Lift Command, IFC Chairman, Mr. Rick Diaz, MSFSC Medical, Chief Enrique Pelesco, and this year's IFC Traveler, Ms. Nydia Nitstrom, to the stage to assist in presentation of our 2009 Military Sea Lift Command Captain David M. Cook Food Service Excellence Awards.
Okay, she just explained it. There's 5 minutes to go in the ceremonies tonight. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Show audience participation time. How many people here actually understand what the Army does? Clap if you do. How many people here actually understand what the Navy does? Clap if you do. And how many people here actually understand what Military Sea Lift Command does? Good for you, Ingrid. You get extra points. 180 ships, 120 active, and 60 in reserve. We run all the ships in the Navy that don't shoot guns. The rescue ships, the supply ships, the ammo ships, the storage ships, all the sea lift ships that have taken 95% of our cargo over to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, the surveillance ships, the hospital ships, the joint high-speed vessels, everything that doesn't have a gun is run by Military Sea Lift Command. 10,000 people, 24 time zones, it's about a $3 billion business. Okay? The next audience participation is, what are the 3 most important spaces on each one of those 180 ships? The number 1, not in order, is the bridge. That's where you drive the ship from. Number 2 is the engine room. That's where you make the ship's engines run. And number 3 is the galley. And of the 3 of those, what's most important? The galley. Okay, thank you, folks.
Thank you, Rear Admiral Ray. Again, MSC Pride. Our first of 3 awards this evening is presented to the winner in the large ship West Coast category. And the winner is the USNS Yukon, TAO 202. USNS Yukon is also one of our 13 fleet oilers in Military Sea Lift Command's 43 Naval Fleet Auxiliary Force. Accepting the award for the USNS Yukon is the Chief Steward, Mr. Vic Damasco, and Supply Officer Michael Hepler. The winner in the large ship East Coast category is the USNS Laramie, TAO 203. USNS Laramie is another one of 13 fleet oilers in Military Sea Lift Command's 43 ship Naval Fleet Auxiliary Force. Accepting the award for the USNS Laramie is Chief Steward Mr. Joselito Vasquez and MSFSC Logistics Analyst Gus Eady. Our final award this evening is presented to the winner in the small ship category. The small ship category includes ships from both East and West Coasts feeding 75 crew members or less. The winner in the small ship category is East Coast Tug, USNS Grasp, TARS 51. USNS Grasp is one of 4 rescue and salvage ships in Military Sealift Command's 43-ship Naval Fleet Auxiliary Force. Accepting the award for the USNS Grasp is Stewart Cook, Jerry Lattin, and MSFSC Logistics Director Jim Thomas.
Run it up in Jim!
At this time, I would ask the large ship East and the large ship West winners to please return to the stage.